Good afternoon, you guys. I'm gonna come in here and give you guys a actual reaction to Medussa Gotti. If you guys are not familiar with her, she has a channel. She's actually Chris' baby mom, which is she shares a kid with Chris, who is also shares a kid with a YouTube creator by the name of My Jazzy Life. Basically, she basically gets on here and give us a part three. She lets us know that Chris is basically still in her eyes being a deadbeat, and he basically being a narcissist. He wants to control the narrative. She says the kid is 10 years old, and she was to the point where she actually asked him to just watch their kid while she actually had a good time. She said because she never does this, for her birthday. Chris basically gets back on there and basically says these words that he is not a babysitter and that she should have been trying to make it so that he could actually see his kid. My thing is nobody's to the point where they owe you anything, and most importantly, if it's been over 10 years you haven't seen your own kid, that's an issue. The mother's doing what she's supposed to do, but you're supposed to be a parent. Nobody's labeling you a babysitter because a babysitter is probably more or less probably somebody that could be related to or not. You are related to the kid. Even though you don't do anything financially for the child, you should be wanting to be in the kid life. But nobody should be the wiser, and most important, should be surprised. He basically lay in the bed with Jasmine, is basically in the home with Legendary, and does the bare minimum for that kid. So it's not surprising that he does that for this other child. Now he goes and get the twins. I think a lot of people trying to spin the narrative that he gets along with the baby mom. No, he does that for clout, and most importantly, to get on Jazz nerves, to get on her side, let her know that he still is in control, and most importantly, he basically run that house because that was if that was the case that he was basically trying to be a parent, he wouldn't pick and choose what kids he go pick up. One child's not better than the other, and make it so bad. This particular lady says she moved to Houston. Now, personally, I think she moved for other reasons, maybe to be closer to him, and the kid would be a bonus because at the end of the day, you could tell by the look on her face when she was going live and telling us. I think she didn't know nothing about Jasmine. She might have knew of her, but she didn't know for sure. And I think it's one of the things where basically her face cracked when she realized that they actually were living together. But it's not one of the things where she should feel in competition because at the end of the day, if a man lives with a woman and he still ain't doing nothing for that child and bringing nothing positive to the household, you really can't expect him to do nothing different for your child. I think the only thing she should do is keep doing what she's doing, put him on child support and keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, Chris is not gonna do right. He wants to make everybody think that he's trying to be a parent. Chris don't know the first thing about parenting. He has twins with another lady. He got a kid with her, and then he got a child with Jasmine. He don't even do what he's supposed to do with Jasmine kid. He don't even really watch that child. Jasmine a lot of time be doing a full vlog telling us that Chris is doing such and such. Just like on the vlog she did earlier, she said that he was basically going to pick the kids up. My thing is, even though he picking the kids up, why he couldn't take Legend with him? Give you a break, knowing you got four other kids. This lady right here is basically the mirror of what Jasmine is gonna be in the next 5 years. I give her 5 years top. Might be sooner than that. Chris gonna be walking out the door. He gonna be on to his next victim. Now my thing is, she's basically gonna build this man up. She bought him a truck, did the most. She gave him a channel, but she gotta understand that just by having an extra kid for him, that will not make you better than the other baby moms. Jazz is trying to spin the narrative that they got this perfect relationship. He want her. He don't want the other kids. 9 times out of 10, the receipts Medusa has, he probably was telling her that while Jazz was sitting there watching. Not saying he's scared of Jazz, but it is what it is. He wants Jazz to think that he care about her. He definitely has a type, and Jazz is not it. I think in a perfect world, or if he could, I think he would spin the narrative. He would go over there and spin the block, and have sex with the baby mom if he could, and he probably would go get the kid more often. Now, me personally, I don't know if he having sex with the twins' mom or not, but I know they pretty much be over there, but not consistent. If I was her, if you want him to, pay child support or whatever, I would still put him on child support and keep it pushing. A lot of people keep saying you put him on child support, you ain't gonna get nothing. That's a lie. I've known people come in child support thinking they not only are not gonna take care of kids, but they're gonna lie their way out of it and try to, spin the narrative that it ain't theirs. They want a DNA. More likely, they're gonna give him a DNA if he want it, and most important, they're gonna establish child support. That's what they're there to do. They're not there to establish visitation. That's just a bonus. If he ain't got no income, he will be given 30 days by most judges to get an income or get a job. If I was her, I would do it. Now, she might not get as much as she think, considering that I'm thinking maybe he on child support and he ain't paying for the twins or some kind of way, because she made a statement to that effect that if she did, she probably wouldn't get that much. I don't know if she meant because he ain't working or because somebody else might have beat her to it. But I blame her. I don't blame Chris. At the end of the day, you still need to get what you're supposed to get for your child, even if it's just visitation. Because at the end of the day, the child needs to know both parents. But the only exception I would give in this particular argument is because Chris is a narcissist and he is, got some done some questionable things, especially on the internet. I cringe at the fact of how he put those girls on his lap. That it's something ain't right. She basically doesn't know also that he basically told her that he don't want his kid on TikTok or on the internet. He don't want them inappropriately dressed. My thing is, sir, as a parent, you should be there to interject those things, not only just say them through via your device. You should be a hands-on dad. And you can't just come in there a couple of years later after you hadn't even been in the picture consistently and tell somebody how to do something. Apparently, what she's doing is working for her. She's doing it alone. You're not trying to do anything but spin the narrative and be your narcissistic self. Now, a lot of people saying she shouldn't have had a baby with Chris. Same thing go for Jasmine. But at least she's not stupid enough to think that she can have another kid to make him be in the kid's life and most importantly, be a part of her life. Now, I can't say that about her. Look like she learned her lesson. Now, according to the recordings, now this allegedly, people keep think they said they heard her say the N word. I looked at it, but I didn't hear it very close. I'm gonna look at it again, so I'm not gonna spin the narrative. I'm not gonna put that out there that she maybe said the N word about Chris, especially considering that she got a mixed kid. Now you can tell she fed up with Chris. He do too much. She even gave us a backstory on part one how they actually got together and how he basically was with her with every appointment, which was very eye opening for us. It was like he went to no doctor appointment with Jasmine. He didn't know what that mean, and he barely hold the baby now that the baby's in the world. So it's just a lot. I think this is one of the things where she's a voice that nobody wants to hear. But I'm kind of glad she did make a channel. Everybody got their opinions. It is what it is. But apparently she's tired of being silent. She decided to make a channel. Now, as far as her style of commentary, it's okay with me, but she does talk very slow. So it ain't one of the things where if you're going there for the the oohs and ahs and this and that, that ain't what her channel's about. She basically giving you to it raw and uncut according to her eyes. Let's be clear, it ain't the eyes of him, it's her eyes. Just like I said, three sides to a story. His, hers, and the truth. Me personally, I'm not taking any sides. I'm biased when it comes to this because I went through the same thing with my kid's baby father. But the difference is he's not narcissist like Chris, and he don't have all these outside kids. So at least I did dodge the bullet on that one. So people are quick to tell her what she should and should not be doing. You cannot tell nobody what to do until you're in their shoes. You don't know what this lady had to endure with Chris. The things we see Jasmine going through with him is probably just the tip of the iceberg. But we can't see one thing, we can't gather one thing from this, that she does love her kid. Now you might not agree with her style of parenting. You might not agree with her reason for why she don't want Chris in the child life. Me personally, I kind of understand why she don't want him in the life because he's not gonna be a good influence. But at the end of the day, a child needs to, be with both kids. I mean, sorry, not both kids, both parents, if the parent wants to be in that life. But still, in the same token, they don't give Chris a pass for not taking care of his responsibilities financially. Because it's okay to see a child, but at the end of the day, the child still got needs. I'm not saying he need to do it all. He need to do something. But see what happened with Chris, he done put his sperm in too many banks, and he wasn't thinking that one day he would have to go in there and actually come out with a kid. I guess when they was giving out instructions or they was doing the diagrams in the class for that particular day for sex education, he wasn't paying attention. Now, how you got twins, a daughter, and then you got a son, and you still ain't got it together? I mean, it makes no sense. Jasmine basically caught us that man want us to think he worked two jobs. My thing is he working two jobs, baby. How is it that you need him to do certain things he can't do it? You basically was on your knees on December the 6th crying because you could not feed your children. Then you put this whack commentary up here with these wings on the table that me and my child bought a week ago. And it's just me and him. Ain't no way you think you're gonna get me to think that feeding four kids and two adults. We ain't even put legendary in there. He ain't licking on none of the wings. I had got that same thing you got, and I had to get additional fries, and that still only lasted me the next day. And not saying we had a full serving the next day. So how you feeding kids off of that? Just like somebody said, Jasmine get 100 wings and come back and see us about it. Guess what? She can't. Now she was smart little cookie, which I know she ain't. She would get some wings because they sell them now. Wing dings, they sell wings. You can cut them off. You can cut the little wing part from the bread from the otherwise, you can take a wing and split it in half. You can make you some wings. They even make the Buffalo Wild Wing sauce. But see, Jasmine too lazy, and most important, she can't cook. Now, Chris ain't no better. He ain't clean, and he really think he can cook, but he can't. Anytime you got a whole channel and won't go over there and post, that tell you something. Now, he should want to post for sure. Now, knowing that his kid is close, he could send some of that revenue to the child. That way, he ain't got to worry about being on child support. But he already know that the baby mama is not gonna put him on child support, and more than likely think the other one's not as well. That's pretty much, in my opinion, why he go pick him up. There's no excuse for him not to be in the kid life, because you can tell the lady obviously moved to be closer to him, but I don't really think I know exactly what made her move. But I think it had something to do with she think her and Chris was gonna get together. I don't care what she say. But the kid was part of it as well. But I just hate the child got to go through that having him as a dad. He basically was telling her how the child should be dressed, this and that. My thing is, sir, what you're saying are valid points, but you cannot come in and tell nobody what to do when they've been taking care of business from day one. You need to get your mess together. You ain't really doing what you're supposed to do for your youngest child. He on there with a whole helmet on live, and I'm not talking about kids. You sit up there laughing and talking with the woman who's the reason why. I mean, nobody's trying to get that baby tummy time. They ain't trying to do nothing. Jasmine better clean up. She barely feed her kids, so I can understand why the lady don't want to send her child over there. If you do your own kids that way, pretty much you're gonna do the same for mine. Can't say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel. Jasmine need to get in there and cook and do something for them kids. Eating out is cool, but them kids need homemade meals. I'll never see them making no spaghetti, no fried chicken, no green beans, no cabbage, no nothing, no Sunday dinners, none of that. All we see her do is these little whack videos where she be editing, trying to present like she doing something for her children. Girl, go in there and show us live you cooking a meal for your kids. Do it 5 days a week, and then maybe I'll come back with a whole different other commentary for you. Now I don't know what this little Medussa lady does behind the scene, but I'm just going by the reaction of what I've seen her put out on her channel. Now I'm not taking her side because at the end of the day, she just as much to blame Chris is. Because if you see a spade being a spade, you got to call it what it is, a spade. You know he unfit. You need to get the courts involved. Simple. Even if it's not about monetary, it's about visitation. But I think she don't want to deal with Chris on that level, so therefore why she don't push the issue. Because obviously she don't need the money. That ain't what we're here for. But he needs to be held accountable. And that's the problem. The women are too busy trying to take care of him, mainly Jasmine, and the other women are calling him. How you got three different baby mamas and you ain't paying no kind of support or sending no money for none of them? She said something was wrong with the kid's phone, so she told him to send $100 so she could fix it. A lot of people was like, well, why she hadn't already got it fixed? Ma'am, she probably had other things she had to do with the money. Therefore, she was asking for help. And he shouldn't have had no issue with sending $100. But the only issue was he probably didn't have it. See, when you ain't got it, you can't give it. See, Chris don't work. Jasmine can say all she wants to that man work. Yeah, he work on trying to figure out what the next move is to get her money and how to manipulate her and how to get away so he can be with who he really wants to be with. Say what you want to say. That man stay in that house just because he ain't got nowhere to go, and most importantly, he done got a baby by her now, so he basically stuck. In a quiet place, I think that he would probably go be back with one of his baby mamas if they would allow him. But I think they done figured him out, and they ain't trying to go back and forth with him like that. He clearly has a type, and Jasmine ain't it. Jasmine can get up there and laugh and talk and do the most and say whatever she want to say and look directly in that camera with them big old nostrils all she want to. In 5 years, you will be Medussa, Jasmine. I'ma say it again. In 5 years tops, you will be Medussa. I just hope you ain't gonna be slow enough to have more than one kid for this man. It don't matter how many kids you have for that man, he not gonna change. This woman has figured out that he ain't gonna change, but I think it's one of the things where she probably got a little soft spot for him. She probably would be with him if he went with you. Because obviously she done got her stuff together. People saying she's selling puppies, she might be escorting. It don't matter what she doing. She's doing the thing. She taking care of her child, something he ain't doing. So you got to give her kudos for that. Especially with this man being a deadbeat, y'all talking about, well, at least he trying to see the kid. He ain't trying to see no kid. He just doing that because he got tired of y'all talking about it on the internet, so he decided he pushed the issue. Because at the end of the day, he want to be quiet. He don't really want to say too much on that channel. That's what it is. And most important, I'm patient and waiting for her to say what was on that tablet. Because I'm thinking that it allegedly probably got something to do with his sexuality. Now, people been putting hints out there, but I'm thinking so too. Because people are saying that Philip got out of jail for what he went to jail for. I'm not going to speak on what. But we got a new predator now that's in the kids' lives and been there from day one. It probably still will be there for maybe a year or so. And that is Mr. Chris. You can tell how he look at them kids. It's just creepy. Then he had a little girl sitting on his lap. Then one of the children slipped up and asked him for a kiss. I'm saying to myself, no. You really supposed to be asking your own dad for a kiss. Who in the world sit up there and ask a man for a kiss if that ain't something they been doing? Jasmine know not to ask that man for no kiss, because guess what? He ain't finna kiss her. And the date night is non-existent. And most importantly, she know Medussa about to be a problem. She tried to paint this storyline where she think that Medussa or somebody call her, picking at her. My thing is, sis, you hit the wrong button. You should have hit the dial button and call 911. I already know what time was. Jasmine is low in views. She had to do what she had to do to spin the block and spin the narrative. Then she get on here talking about she ain't giving out no more free clout. First of all, sis, you ain't the clout. If you got 50K subscribers and you've been on here almost 8, 9 years, baby, something ain't wrong. The math ain't mathing. It is what it is. Say what you want to say. I don't care what nobody say. True enough, she might do YouTube or whatever, but Jasmine need to hit the clock. If she was smart, she'll put that baby in daycare, get her a work from home job, and keep it pushing. At her age and the amount of kids she got, she need to be having a 401k. I ain't accepting less, and most important, her mama should be telling her this. It's sad her mama sit there and co-sign for the stuff she do. Because the reason why I say she co-signed because she don't open up her mouth and say nothing. I think Jasmine's a product of her mama. Her mama probably was the same way. She probably was even more trifling. Now back to Medussa. She basically lets her know that yes, she was staying with her mom along with Chris. I said, ooh, that's trifling at its finest. How you gonna not only be a deadbeat, but you living on your old lady and her mama? She said eventually she got her a job after the baby was born, but it's one of the things where she said she really didn't want to deal with Chris because he be doing the most and saying the most. And she said she was on the little girl was on FaceTime with him, for instance, and he decided to hang up and call her through the regular way. They tell you right there he still want her. He don't really want Jasmine. Jasmine just somebody he can use right now to get where he want to be. Quiet as kept. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't no allegedly. When he not at that house with Jasmine, he over there with his real boo thing, and it ain't Jasmine Dupree's. She can sit there and put them nostrils in the camera all she wants to, but she need to go in there and cut her camera off and go in there and take a shower, fix her hair, and do look better than what she looking on this camera. Because as a mother of five, you should want to make yourself look good. And most important, you need to have your kids looking better than they looking. It's a shame this man fresh out of prison, he done got these kids a haircut and you couldn't even do it. When you sitting there with that baby with them struggle braids on his head, knowing that he needs to be evaluated. It's sad. Now I can't say that about Medussa. Now I never seen the little girl or whatever, but I do follow her on Instagram. Look like to me she doing the thing, whatever profession is, how she get money, she get money. Some Chris ain't doing. Chris need to get to the money. He is too piss poor of a parent to even be in the child life, and most importantly, co-parent, because he keeps saying he not the babysitter. You right, you ain't supposed to babysit. That's your kid, baby. That's your blood child. It's obvious you ain't got no issues about the paternity. So how in the world are you to the point you leave out the word parenting and get the word babysitter? I know it is. You scared she gonna go out and be maybe see another man that gonna come in and take the place of you. But everybody keeps saying go get the twin. Yeah, of course he gonna go get the twin. He want to look good on camera. He want Jasmine to keep putting the buzz in everybody ear, make him think that he a good dad when he not. And the fact that he showed up to the twins shindig that they had to school, he looked crazy. How you gonna show up for somebody else's kid but can't show up for your own flesh and blood kids? Please make it make sense. I'm gonna need Chris to go and get off the payroll. That way Jasmine can do what she need to do. When I say payroll, child tax credit, food stamps, welfare, YouTube, whatever else. You feel me? It's sad that a woman feel like she got to take care of a man and keep popping out kids in order to make that man like her because he don't love her. A man that love you is not gonna watch you struggle. I don't care what you say. Period. Pooh. If I got to lay with a nigga and do bad, baby, I'm gonna do bad by myself and I'm gonna put that dead weight out the door. Now she's smart. She'll go and get a tube tied and keep it pushing. Cause Roe versus Wade ain't playing. They to the point where they not even allowing people to get the plan B. So if you to sit up here with them nostrils flared up like that, talking about you gonna have another baby, go ahead. Because in a minute, you're gonna be to the point that YouTube, true enough, is your only income. You got to clock in somewhere, sis. And quit trying to spend them narratives telling people that you basically paying for out of pocket for food. Baby, ain't no way you paying out of pocket food for a family of 7. I can barely pay out of pocket for a family of 2. So ain't no way with the price of food that you paying out of pocket. Just tell the people that you still getting food stamps. Then everybody was like, well, she said she can't, she not telling all her income. That's how you keep the stamps. Y'all real slow. I can tell people that get stamps, people that don't. I used to get them myself. But when I started getting my military benefits, I was no longer eligible. Yeah, that's pretty much how you keep them. But you got to keep your life straight. But you can also go in there and tell the truth and also get them. With a family side like Jasmine, she going to get at least $1,200 worth of stamps. If you think I'm lying, you can pull it up on the internet. This is free game, free information. You want me to believe that a woman that can barely afford a helmet, which is a one-time payment, is buying groceries for a family of 4? No, ma'am. The math ain't math, and she know better, and so do I. That's why every time around PBT when it hit, she be on that live clicking that camera because her PBT done hit. She get that regardless, whether she get food stamps or not. She get them just like the kids going to school. So let Jamie lie to y'all and do the most if you want to, but what Jamie better do is start looking at Medussa channel, even if she got to do it when Chris sleep. Cause at the end of the day, that's gonna be her. She just a different shade. She gonna be Medussa part two. And I can't wait for her to tell Surviving. If she needs to name her channel Surviving Chris, that's gonna be the name of her channel. While she got My Jazz Up Life, need to be Surviving Chris. Gonna be next. Anytime you got to sit up there and wait on the man to give you money to put on your card to pay for a helmet, baby, something wrong. And it's really sad that the baby even needs a helmet. You are too sorry to put that baby on his tummy for tummy time. The baby head flat as I don't know what. And I don't speak about kids. It's really sad. And y'all lay in the bed doing a BS Q&A fully dressed. Laying in the bed now, as my grandma would say, with street clothes on. That man don't lay in the bed. That man don't breathe the same air you breathe when it comes to that room. Because y'all look awkward and most important, you look crazy. Y'all passing the baby around like he a baton. I said, look at Dumb and Dumber. Neither one of them ain't got no brain activity. They both just sitting there trying to make $1.15 and it ain't gonna happen. It's really sad and pitiful. And then you document this on a video and expect people to pay you to basically document a neglect. A kid visibly be hungry on live. Now I don't blame that one. I would send my kids over there neither. Where your kids looking, the way y'all got it going on, and the fact that you neglect for your own little baby, the golden child, baby, you ain't gonna do much for my kid. No, ma'am, I would not send my child over there. If he one of the things where he have to meet up or he would take him to a neutral spot. Now I ain't none of her, but it is what it is. I'm okay with you, you co-parenting, doing what you do. You want to be man of the year, father of the year, but baby, you gonna have to start putting some duckies up there. Cause baby, grins and giggles and kikis and visits do not pay the bills. I fought her for that because she should have went on and put that man on child support. Jasmine is gonna be next in line when she get through talking crazy on this internet and pretending like she Beyonce with Jay-Z. She gonna be looking real crazy in a minute. She got to really get on here and tell her real truth because right now she ain't telling her truth. If she want me to believe Chris got two jobs, then baby it must be a work from home because that's where he be. And the YMCA shirt he had on ain't fooling nobody but the cleaner. But I'm gonna slide off of these folk because every time I think about it, it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. I get disgusted that not only are you on this internet pretending like this man is man of the year because he take care of your kids. You have to remember, just because he take care of your kids, don't he should be taking care of his own kids. If you're a woman and you lay down with a man that visibly don't take care of his kids, you are part of the problem as well, sis. I don't care what you say. Jasmine was 30 high because that woman made a challenge. You could visibly tell when she made that laugh. I said to myself, girl, log off. We already know you a big man because that girl made a challenge. You ain't want her to have a voice and say nothing. It don't matter what she says, the fact that she's saying something. Because she was really big mad when Ozzy made her channel. Ozzy is her baby dad's other baby mom. But this chick don't really post on her channel. She be holding the wrench, be in these reactors chats, being messy. My thing is, how you gonna hold a wrench and be messy when you could be over there getting to the bag? You making they pockets fat, but you ain't getting to the bag. You need to be telling your story, surviving Philip. Because at the end of the day, it's just a whole circle of dysfunction and it's just a hot fuck freaking mess. And I just ain't here for it. I click on it for a minute, but I ain't to the point where I feel like I got to entertain and most importantly, advocate for stuff like that. Because we should be to the point as black families. Not saying advocate for black families. We should be trying to keep the black man in the family, and most important, he needs to be a positive role model now. I don't care if he got a male or female child. He needs to be a role model. Period. He needs to be paying child support. He needs to be seeing his kids on a regular basis. Period. Point blank. He is too old, and most importantly, got too many kids to be out here trying to figure it out. It's too late to figure it out. It's time to be getting it done. Now you would think with two jobs that he would be sending something to the cash app, and I don't mean the actual app. I mean to the child. But people know how I feel about Chris. I still feel he a deadbeat. I ain't finna change it. Ain't nobody gonna change my opinion. Ain't no alleged. He has shown us true and tried. He's a narcissist, and most importantly, he likes to paint the narrative that it's somebody else when it's not them. It's him. He got a lot of soul searching to do, and most important, he need to learn how to speak to people. I see how he was calling her all kind of names on the actual recording that she showed us. He basically do Jasmine like that. He talked to her like she 2 and 3 years old. She said and laugh about it. My thing is when a man take all day to answer the question of whether or not you were the one and how he knew, that's your answer, sis. You ain't the one, and you never will be. You can have many kids you like, but that ain't gonna make him marry you or be there for you. This man has yet to take her out on a date yet. When she got her little income tax, she want us to think that they went on date night. Yeah, cause you paid for it. But when he gonna take you on date night? Most important, when he gonna take Legendary to buy him some clothes, shoes, something? He can't, cause he don't care nothing about that baby or you. You can tell he look at that baby like you saying, "What in the world was I thinking to get her pregnant?" He obviously is not attracted to you. If you so slow you can't see it, then that it is what it is. They call you radio for a reason. I cannot be to the point where I'm one of these people where I can take you to water, but I can't make you drink it. You need to wake up, wise up, and most importantly, you need to start worrying about what the Medussa got going on over there, and worry about what that man you lay in the bed whatever at night ain't got, and that's no income. He all he got is some sperm for you, sis. That's it. He ain't contributing nothing to the household. Cash out, nothing. Facebook pay, he ain't got it. He on zero. And you rewarded him with a truck. Well, you could have took that money and bought clothes for your kids, or possibly put it into a trust fund or something for your kids' education. But in your mind, you thought it was a nice little gesture to give him a truck so he can show enough ride around and cheat on you. So I tell you what, sis, be quiet and let that nigga cheat in peace. Whatever. But I'm gonna slide off of them because baby, I done got hungry, and most importantly, the YouTube streets are dirty. I'm gonna sweep them and see what else I can find. And guess what? You already know I'm gonna come back with another one. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.